This is Chapter 3 of The Last Patient. It is called Shadows and Doubts. After a restless night filled with fleeting shadows and the echoing sense of being watched, Dr. Sarah White arrived at her office earlier than usual. The morning light did little to dispel the dark thoughts that had kept her awake. As she unlocked her office door, her hands trembled slightly, a physical manifestation of her inner turmoil. The thought of facing another day, another session with Justin, filled her with an uncharacteristic dread. Inside, her office remained unchanged, a realm of calming neutrals and organised calm that now seemed superficial. Sarah's gaze lingered on her desk, half expecting to find another ominous note. Finding none, she exhaled a shaky breath, not sure whether to feel relieved or even more anxious. Before her first appointment, Sarah decided to review Justin's file again, hoping to find something she might have missed, any clue that could explain the recent strange events or his deepening psychosis. As she sifted through the documents, her phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. With a hesitant hand, she picked it up. The message was simple, but chilling. "It's not paranoia if they're really after you." The message sent a shiver down her spine. She quickly tried calling the number, but it went straight to voicemail. The mechanical voice informed her that the number had been disconnected. It was a dead end, leaving her more rattled than before. Sarah's morning sessions passed in a blur. Her interactions with her other patients felt mechanical, her responses automatic. Her mind was elsewhere, caught in a web of fear and confusion spun by her interactions with Justin and the mysterious messages. When the clock neared 3 p.m., Sarah's apprehension grew. She prepared her office for Justin's session, ensuring the door was securely locked and all potential stressors were minimized. Despite her efforts, her heart raced as the time of his appointment approached. Justin arrived looking more disheveled than ever. His eyes were wide, darting around the room as if expecting to find someone hiding in the corners. He sat down across from Sarah, his breathing rapid and shallow. "Dr. Sarah," he started, his voice a whisper of desperation. "They're getting bolder. They don't just watch anymore, they interact." "Interact?" "Justin, can you explain what you mean?" Sarah asked, her voice steady despite the fear tightening in her chest. "They leave messages now, in my home, on my phone, everywhere I go. And last night..." He paused, swallowing hard. "Last night I heard them talking." "Talking? What were they saying?" Sarah leaned forward. Her professional curiosity piqued despite the chilling context. "It's like they're discussing me, planning something. They mentioned a date, a place. I couldn't catch everything, but it's like they're organising an event and I'm the guest of honour." Sarah processed his words, a cold realisation dawning on her. The specific details, the increase in activity, it was atypical for paranoia. This was something more, something potentially real and dangerous. "Justin, have you considered that perhaps someone is targeting you deliberately? Maybe someone from your past?" Sarah asked, exploring the possibility of a real threat. "I don't know, Doctor. I've tried to think of anyone I might have wronged, anyone who might want to harm me this way, but nothing makes sense. And the things I hear, they don't sound human." The session continued with Justin describing his experiences in vivid detail. Sarah took notes, her own hands trembling. By the time Justin left, Sarah felt drained, her mind a whirlpool of fear and confusion. After he left, Sarah made a decision. She would take action, no longer content to be a passive participant in this unfolding nightmare. She needed expert help. She contacted a colleague with experience in cybersecurity to trace the origin of the mysterious messages and tapped into her network for a private investigator to look into Justin's claims more tangibly. That evening, as Sarah left her office, the sky was a canvas of deepening blues and greys. Her steps quickened as she headed to her car, the feeling of being watched intensifying with every echo of her heels on the empty parking lot pavement. As she reached her car, she fumbled with her keys, her hands unsteady. That's when she noticed it. A note tucked under her windshield wiper. With trembling hands, she took it and unfolded it. The message was scribbled hastily, its meaning clear and ominous. "Stop looking, or you'll find more than you bargained for." The warning was stark, a clear threat. Sarah looked around, her heart pounding. The parking lot was empty, no sign of anyone watching. But the message was clear. She was no longer just a psychiatrist. She was now part of the story, a player in a dangerous game that was far from over. Driving home, Sarah knew one thing for certain. Whatever was happening wasn't just in Justin's mind. It was real. And now, it was coming for her too.